So I do kind of feel like I've been ragging on AEW a little bit, but I am genuinely excited for this. Genuinely. I swear. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Ian McQuaid, and today we are talking about the announcement on AEW Collision that there will be a Continental Classic. What is a Continental Classic? Well, stay tuned to find out, but before we dive into that, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below on the Continental Classic, and are you excited? So Tony Khan made the announcement that not only will the American Dragon Bryan Danielson be competing at Wembley Stadium All In 2024, instead it will be, as well, should I say, the Continental Classic tournament will feature Bryan Danielson. The Continental Classic tournament is a round-robin tournament with 12 competitors, similar to the G1 Climax, and it will take place following Full Gear up until World's End, with the finals being at World's End. And like I said, one of the competitors is the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. I am incredibly excited for this because this offers not only the possibility of matches that we've never seen because of the dynamics being off, you know, like having face versus face or revisiting matches that way down the line happened, but also creating new stars and developing new stars and new talents. So I think this is a prime opportunity to have some really fun stuff happen in AEW. Thinking of people who should be in the Continental Classic, I think you have to go with big stars for this. You cannot have this feeling like a mid-card tournament. This has to be a big deal if you really want to cement it. So I think I'm just going to rattle off some names now and we'll see what you think about them. You've obviously got Bryan Danielson, I think Hangman Page, I think Kenny Omega, I think Jon Moxley, I think Orange Cassidy, I think Darby Allin, I think Adam Copeland, I think Christian Cage, I think a lot of others. I think they're 8 people right there who are bona fide stars who could really work some magic, and then you have 4 slots open to have up-and-comers / people from tag teams. So in terms of 4 people that I would add to that mix, I would add Dax Harwood, I would add Andrade El Idolo, I would add... Oh, it's hard. It's hard to decide. Maybe... because I know who one of them is. I'm not going to go into that yet. But I think the last 2... Samoa Joe, unless he's going to be tied up with MJF stuff. And the final one, because I think it is this person's tournament to lose. I think he should be the automatic front runner, because the one thing about this tournament is they haven't said what you win. One would assume a world championship match. But I think the front runner to win this damn thing, and if he's not in the tournament, my mind is going to be blown. I think the front runner to win is Swerve Strickland. Hands down. I think he's done such masterful work, and I really like the idea of this round-robin tournament. Hangman and Swerve being in 2 separate blocks, and that being the final, that being their blow-off match, the final for the Continental Classic, I think is really, really interesting, because they're obviously having the Texas Death match at Full Gear, and then they will need a 3rd match to really cement this, and having Swerve win, who can then progress on to face MJF. I think that is just the way the tournament should go. Swerve should win the Continental Classic, to answer the question of the video. But in terms of just starting feuds and building dream matches, having Kenny Omega and Adam Copeland in the same block would be fascinating. Having Kenny Omega and Darby Allin, because I don't think they've crossed paths. If I remember correctly, I don't think they have. Might have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega and Darby Allin have not really crossed paths or had a match in AEW. I think that right there is perfect. Joe and Moxley being in the same block, that'd be tasty. Joe and Orange Cassidy would be really interesting. Having Kenny and Hangman in the same block and having Hangman win that block would be awesome. Danielson in there as well. There's so much you can do with the round robin tournament concept, and I really hope that AEW go the way of loading it with stars and loading it with big stars, because there is a reality where you do this and you feature lesser known people, and I feel like if you want to do a big tournament, a big impact, especially considering it's going to be lasting a month, you need those big stars in there. I don't want this to come across as the Owen Hart tournament, because the Owen Hart tournament is essentially nothing. It means nothing. Like, what did Adam Cole gain from winning it? What did Britt Baker gain from winning it? What did Ricky Starks gain from winning it? What did Willow Nightingale gain from winning the tournament? Nothing. So I think the Continental Classic has a really interesting, layout in which you can tell cool, interesting stories. Maybe throw people like who haven't had full singles pushes. Maybe throw like a Claudio Castagnoli in there. Maybe throw a Roosh in there as well, just to sort of spice it up. But you want sort of 8, I'd say 7 or 8 stars to be your front main headers of AEW programming. That being Danielson, Omega, Copeland, Page, Moxley, Darby, and the other one that I said, cannot remember off the top who it was. Cassidy, I believe it was. That should be your what you build the tournament around, and then use the other spaces to make new stars and create huge single stars. Because Dax's run in the Owen Hart tournament was one of my favourite things. Him versus Cash, ooh, that was tasty. So I'm very, very excited for the Continental Classic, if you can't tell. I think it's a really cool concept. I've plug here, slight plug, not that I'm sponsored by them, but I've been watching some more New Japan because the New Japan World app is now out, and it is sensational, because that was always my turn off with New Japan, was sort of the interface was pretty poor. But this new interface they've got for the Roku and for your Android and your smartphones and stuff like that, it's really, really good. It's very WWE Network-esque, and it's intuitive. So I'm going to be watching some old G1 stuff, and I really love the concept. I really love the round robin tournament. I think this is a winner, a big win for AEW if they do it right. But I want to know what you guys think. Oh, little asterisk, just in case I didn't reiterate the point. Who should win the Continental Classic? Swerve, Strickland. That is my answer. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited for the Continental Classic? Let me know everything you want, and I'll try and apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.